One of the first things that we look for when we appear for an exam is what kind of questions do I have to address? What's going to be the way they're going to test me? So, in the writing module for the IELTS, we have a certain set pattern as well. And today I'm going to tell you some very basic but very important information about the writing tasks in the IELTS exam. So here up is some information for you. The writing module for the IELTS test has two tasks in it, two writing tasks that you are required to attempt. Both tasks are compulsory and there is no choice in them as you might have in your other school or college exams. So it's very important to prepare well for them. Now, what do the tasks involve? The first task has a choice for according to the module that you are writing for. So if you are an academic candidate, you would be required to write a report or a summary of a graph that is given to you. More details about each of these will follow in the later videos. If you are appearing for the general training module, then you would be required to write a letter. The letter could be a formal, a semi-formal, or a personal letter. But again, as I said, there's no choice in any of these. So if you're an academic candidate, you'd have to write a report on a graph, on a given graph. If you're a general training candidate, you would have to write a letter according to the instructions given. The instructions are generally very clear and precise, so if you follow them exactly, you're likely to do quite well. Task 2 requires an essay in both the academic and the general training modules. There is a slight difference in the topic that you might get for the academic and for the general training module, but the pattern for both is the same. It's generally an essay which you might be required to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of a particular issue, or a problem solution essay in which some problems are presented about maybe any topical issue. It could be about the environment, it could be about education, it could be about leisure activities, and then you're required to present some possible solutions to it. So, or you might be required to give your opinion about something, and two sides of an issue might be presented to you. So that is the requirement for the essay. Now, how much time do you get to write these? Remember, the IELTS test is based on precision timing as well. So you get a total of 1 hour for both tasks. Now, since task 1 has less weightage in terms of the overall band score that you get, you are required to spend only about 20 minutes on it. That's given in the question paper itself. And task 2, which is a little longer, requires you to spend about 40 minutes on the task. Do remember that this includes reading their questions, writing your answers, revising. So you've got to practice a lot to be able to write well within those 60 minutes that you have. Please don't overstep the time in doing task 1 or give too much time to task 2 and at the expense of the other. It's very important to try and follow the timings that are given to you. Let's look at how much you have to write. Task 1 requires you to write a minimum of 150 words. Minimum means minimum. That means if you write 140 words or less, you are likely not to get a very high band score. If you write, say, just about 100 words, your band score will definitely go down quite a bit. The same now for task 2. You have to write a minimum of 250 150 words. So you can see that that is why they've given you more time to attempt task 2 and less time to attempt task 1 in comparison. How much can one write? A little more? Yes, you definitely can. You can write up to 170 words if you wish, 270, 280 words. But do remember that you're going to be running short of time. And sometimes what happens is that when we are trying to write more, we might end up either being irrelevant or going off topic or including some details that are not required, and so your band score would get affected. Therefore, it's important to keep to what they suggest. Once you have practiced enough, you'll get the knack of writing and you'd realize that, say, task 1 of 150 words might require you to write about 11 to 17 sentences, considering that you might be writing 10 to 12 words in each sentence. And task 2 would require you to write about 25 sentences at least. I mean, this is just a very general estimate. Some sentences may be very short, some may be much longer than 10 words each, but I'm just giving you an average. How are these tasks assessed? A quick look at the marking criteria. These are described in more detail and analyzed for your benefit in other videos as well. But here, just for your information, you have equal weightage across 4 criteria in both the tasks. So you have 25% marking each on TR. TR means the task response in task 1. TA, which is task achievement for task 2. That means how you respond to the topic, how you are able to address the areas pointed out in the topic, whether it is a graph or the requirements that are given in bulleted points for the letter or the points that are mentioned in the rubric for the essay. Then you are marked on coherence and cohesion, where paragraphing, sequencing of ideas, the logical arrangement of your thoughts, all those matter. LR stands for lexical resource, which is otherwise what you call vocabulary. So how appropriate, how accurate your vocabulary is, what is the range of your vocabulary, are your spellings correct? All these are taken note of in the criterion for lexical resource. Finally, you have grammatical range and accuracy, where your grammar is looked at. Whether your grammatical structures are accurate, have you used a range of grammatical structures, have you used complex sentences, all those will come in the grammatical range and accuracy. Now that you know the basics of the writing module, I suggest you move on to the other videos where you can start looking at each task in more detail and take up your pen and pencil and your paper after that to begin practicing. Good luck to you.